American Battery Metals, Global Battery Metals, and SunHydrogen stocks update. So American Battery Metals closed the session of the 8th of March 2021 at $2.14. We have a position in American Battery Metals. So going down, we can see it has a market cap of 1.1 billion. It's considered a micro cap, 1.1 billion, yes. And 527.456 million shares are outstanding. So there isn't any fresh news concerning American Battery Metals. So let's quickly see if we can find any short interest figures for American Battery Metals. Okay, current short interest is 4.017 million shares. It will take roughly about a day to cover all of those. So that's not exactly very much. That's even less than 1% of its shares outstanding. So let's ignore that and move on. So there isn't any fresh news as such. We can see that the momentum is waning. The MACD is below the signal line, and technically it says American Battery Metals appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend. Although its MACD is presently below the signal line, shares remain 188% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average, and it is outperforming the S&P 500 index. So yes, you can see technically based on this daily chart, it's definitely correcting. Over the last 10 days, we can see last 10 trading sessions, it's probably, it has to be below. Yes, I mean, if you want to count from here, easily you can see that it is definitely trading at a lower price point, counting 10 trading sessions back. And also something interesting is also happening there as well. Let's go on and see. Momentum for American Battery Metals is strongly bearish as we indicated. The 14-period low stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been increasingly selling shares and driving the price lower. They have been doing that over the last 10 trading sessions. As at the 8th of March 2021, 5.79 million shares of American Battery Metals traded exchanged hands, in line with 5.77 million shares daily average during the last 12 months. It's in line with what's the norm. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that the longer term accumulation is giving way to near term selling pressure by traders. So we can see that this is that momentum we were talking about. It's waning. It actually says it's below 20. So we have the unbalanced volume indicator. We can see it's not as strong as it was before. So, but in any case, it's closed up in the last session. Definitely, we can see that. This is what it was at on the 8th of March. On the 5th of March, that was Friday, the 5th of March. It was at $1.85 and it closed up at $2.13 or thereabout. So it has appreciated, it gained some value. So, but it's still within it's still correcting. And also we can see that the short-term trend lines are quite bearish. Evidently they're all tipped over. You can see that this is 10-day, this is the 20-day. They are all convincingly pointing downwards. They're just negative, they're just bearish. And then we can see the 50-day trend line, it is still bullish, although all of those selling transactions have not yet recorded, they've not yet made an impact on its 50-day trend line, so they're all still bearish. So we can see that, so there is still, the 15-day trend is still bullish, and indeed the 200-day trend line is still bullish. So, but we can also see that it is trading below all of this short-term and intermediate trend lines. So in the short-term and intermediate time frame, American Battery Metals is still presenting a very good buying opportunity. Still very, it's still very much away from, from its. As a matter of fact, it's currently at 214, and the 10-day trend line is at 244. The 20-day trend line is at $30 $30.04. So it is trading at a huge discount. So in the coming sessions, it may continue to extend. So if you think this is a good time for you to jump in, by all means do so. So let's go and have a look at what is going on here as it concerns extensions and retracements. So this is a 60-minute chart, so it goes all the way back to sometime even in December of 2020. So from here we try to pick out a baseline to determine retracement and extension levels. So we picked out a price point of about $1.57. So this probably may have occurred on the 5th of March. So this we picked out this price point, and we try to determine the extension levels from this point, and that will be from this closing price of $2.15. So the retracement, or rather the retracements from this, rather it should be the retracements from this price point, rather not its closing price. So we found out that the retracement levels from this price point of $1.57 will be, retracement level will be the 76.4% will be $1.36. The 61.8% will be $1.23. The 50% will be $1.12. 38.2% will be $1.02. The 23.6% will be 0.89, and then 0% will be 0.68%. And then extending further, it will take it to the 161.8% extension level, which will be $2.12. The 261.8% extension level will be $3.02. It has actually reached these heights at some point this year, I believe, 2021. And the 361.8 extension level will bring it up to $3.91. So currently it currently lies at the 161.81 extension level. So okay, if we have to plot a retracement and extension level from this current price, so where it is at $2.15. $2.15, we can see it with readout 0.15. $2.15, not easy to pick out. $2.15. Okay, we'll just pick $2.14. We'll pick it from there. So going by that, we can see that if we are going to retrace from that sort of level, the 76, the next level will be 76 points. That's the retracement level will be 76.4. It will bring it down to $1.80. 61.8 to be $1.59. 50% retracement will be $1.41. 38.2% retracement will be $1.24. 23.6% retracement will be $1.03. But extension levels will be 161.8, which will be $3.06.3.04. It has reached this level at some point as well, but it has never reached this 261.8 extension level, which is at $4.50. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll continue to update you. So this brings us to REZZF. So before we will just quickly come over here and see what's going on a broader scale for global battery metals. So global battery metals closed the session of the 8th of March 2021 at $0.344. So it has a market cap of $26 million. Still very much cheaper than or very much smaller in relative terms compared to American battery metals. So I don't even know whether that talk about it being the next American battery metals is still on, but in any case, it's still by far trading at a market cap and valuation wise, it's still very much cheaper. So we're going down. We can't see any piece of news concerning global battery metals. Technically speaking, we can see that the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is definitely waning, but the readout might say otherwise. We can see that the MACD is also below the signal line. This is the MACD below the signal line. So global battery metals appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend, although its MACD is presently below the signal line. Shares remain 176.6% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. It is outperforming the S&P 500 index. So interesting enough, just like the global American battery metals, they're roughly about the same figure above their 200-day moving average. So we can go back and see it is also easily correcting. It is definitely easy correcting as well. You can see where it is at right now. If you want to count all the way back, you can see that the 10th closing price, it's definitely high above what it is right there. So we also pointed out that this 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is likely waning as well. So let's read out what it's saying here. Momentum for global battery metals is strongly bearish. Okay. Validation. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. Okay, the volume for the 8th of March 2021 was lighter than usual, trading 201,597 shares versus an average of 319,101 shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation is giving way to near term selling pressure by traders. So the sell-off that occurred in the past week is still affecting some of these quantities. So we can see that technically, we can see that in the short term, it's just slightly above its 50-day trend line. So let's see if 50-day trend line is pointing at 0.42, whereas it is pointing at roughly 0.44. So it's just like the global battery metals. The short-term trend lines are also staunchly bearish as well, whereas the stock, it's the other trend lines, the intermediate and the long term, they're still very much bullish. So in the short term, global battery metals, even if you even want to include the intermediate, it's just roughly 2 cents above the 50-day trend line. So if you want to roughly say in the short term, it's short and intermediate trend line, yes, it is, yes, practically trading at a discount, presenting a very good buying opportunity. It's at a dip, so it's this is where it is at a dip. So as this is to point out to the fact that or the assertion that you buy the dip. So if there's anything to go by, and also the fact that we have had the success that American battery metals has had from market participants, yes, if you want to consider all of those things, to see if it's going to be a good buying opportunity for you, yeah, by all means consider that. The only problem with that is that at this sort of market capitalization, American battery metals did not have this sort of price. It wasn't trading at 4 cents. That's a problem. So that is 44 cents, sorry. So this is going to be a problem with global battery metals. It doesn't have that cheap penny price. It doesn't have that cheapness. It doesn't have the valuation. It doesn't have the value that will attract a lot of interest. If not, that would have already happened. But we don't exactly have that, So, but technically, it's presenting a good buying opportunity. Technically, it has corrected, and the last session provided some bullish input. So if you want to look at the fact that the short-term signals are bearish, which means that maybe the reverse may be the case. The reverse may be that yes, with that comes opportunity. So by all means, jump in and see what you can make out of it. So, and as usual, you have to be careful and don't stake a lot of money that you can afford to lose. So let's come back here to global battery metals and see if we can plot extension and retracement levels from, we are currently closed at 0.44, 0.344. Let's see if we can pick that price out. It's going to be a challenge. Okay, let's just stick with 0. Okay, yes, we got 0.44. So from here we'll pick out and trace down and up. So going by that, we have a baseline of 0.45. Let's just leave it like that. Let's approximately that. So we have a retracement to the 76.4% level. We'll bring it down to $0.38. A retracement to 61.8% level will bring it down to $0.33. A 50% retracement will bring it down to $0.29. A 38.2% retracement will bring it down to $0.26. A 23.6% retracement will bring it down to $0.21. But extensions will take it, and a 161% extension will take it up to $0.64. 261.8 extension level will bring it up to $0.96, and 361.8% extension level will bring it up to $101.27. So this now brings us to HYSR, SunHydrogen. Let's see what the daily picture says. As at the 8th of March, the closing session of the 8th of March, or rather as at the 8th of March, at the end of the session, it closed at $0.107. We have a position in SunHydrogen. So it has a market cap of $338.5 million, and I think 3.164 billion shares outstanding. There's some piece of news here. It says SunHydrogen hires manager of technology development to work with Schmid Group in Germany. So I think this might be the disclosure. This might be the link to that disclosure. Let's see. Okay, this is just, I think, something else. Not, it's the disclosure concerning options and stuff like that. So yes, they hired a manager of technology development to work with Schmid Group in Germany. So this is the company. Schmid Group is the company that is helping them to develop the products, and some other, even the machinery that will ultimately be rolling out the products that are associated with the Gen 2 and the Gen 1 technology they have, or something like that. I'm not absolutely sure, but definitely Schmid Group is one of the companies that I believe they are working with to help them to actualize those products associated with their technology. So we can also see that it seems the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is slightly improving, or still waning probably. The MACD is also below the signal line. Technically, SunHydrogen appears to be correcting within a longer term bullish trend, although its MACD is presently below the signal line. Shares remain 56.3% above an upward sloping 200-day moving average. So it is coming very, very close to that 200-day moving average, and we can see that also that it is lagging the S&P 500 index. So momentum for SunHydrogen is strongly bearish. Okay, the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is below 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means that investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The volume was the volume for the 8th of March 2021 was heavier than usual, trading 48.68 million shares versus an average of 34.948 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. But obviously, this is mostly about what's going on over the last 10 trading sessions. So one session alone may not be enough to change that readout. So, but in any case, coming up here, we can see that easily the stock is trading just like the other two stocks we covered now. They are short-term signals, 10-day and 20-day trend lines of strictly bearish. The 50-day trend line is not bearish yet. It's still positive, it's still bullish. The 20-day is also, there's 200 days still bullish as well. So we can see it's trading at, it closed at $0.11, whereas the 10-day trend line value is pointing at 0.12. The 200-day trend line, sorry, the 50-day, the 20-day trend line is pointing at 0.15. So easily, this is also another stock that's presenting a buying opportunity. So if you're ready in this stock, see to it to consolidate. If you're ready, if you haven't jumped in, technically it's presenting a buying opportunity. It's a green stock. The sell of that occurred, the sell of that occurred in the past week, the first week of March, definitely reached penny stocks like SunHydrogen and the other ones we mentioned. So they have since presented a buy the dip opportunity. So you're looking at it right now. So this brings us over to this 60-minute chart that goes all the way back to sometime in January 2020. So we're going to try and plot retracement and extension levels. So we'll pick it from this 0.107 price. 0.107. That's, yes, 0.107. We pick it up from there, and we have some tidy and visible retracement levels. So the baseline is over, obviously is at 0.0, call it $0.11. That's where it is right now. So a retracement level to the 76.4% level will bring it down to $0.10. The retracement to the 61.8 level will bring it down to $0.09. 50% will still remain. It will still be at $0.09 based on the way we plotted this. The 38.2% retracement level will bring it down to $0.08, and the 23.6 will also remain around that area as well. But the 0.0% retracement level will bring it down to 0.07. But extensions will take it up to $0.13. And that $0.13 is the 161.8% extension level. Then the 261.8% extension level will bring it up to 0.17. The 361.8% extension level will bring it up to $0.21. So I believe it may have reached, definitely it has at some point exceeded this 261.8% extension level. Let's have a look and see. Oh, easily it has easily extended even the 361.8 extension level in previously. So this stock has definitely corrected more than that. And just like it and the other stocks, they are definitely presenting a buying opportunity, buy the dip opportunity, technically. So it's up to you to decide if it's something you want to do. You want to get involved and consolidate or initiate a position in these three stocks. Technically, they're presenting a buying opportunity. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. If you're already a subscriber, thank you very much for increasing and contributing to the growth of this channel and our subscriber count. Thank you very much.